Well, thank you, JB. What an exciting topic, and it's so great to be here. I'm honored to be on the 51st Global Live Speaker Summit. And today, we're not just imagining the future of leadership, we're really building it. And so it's been incredible to learn from all the speakers today, each one bringing a unique lens to what the metaverse might become. Now, some people think that the metaverse is the next frontier of commerce, others as the reinvention of education, and others still as the rebirth of human creativity and connectivity. But every voice matters because, leadership in the metaverse is not written by one person, one company, one platform or country. It will be co-created by all of us, starting here, starting now. So today, I'm going to add one more vital piece to the conversation, and that's the exciting topic of alignment. Because the metaverse doesn't demand innovation, it demands synchronization. It demands that we break what I call the curse of Babel 2.0. So in many of my leadership sessions, I speak about breaking the curse of Babel. So what is the curse of Babel? Well, it's an ancient story, but it's one that's repeating itself today. People are unified by language and purpose. They were building a tower reaching toward the heavens, and they had momentum, progress, and vision until pride fractured their unity. So their language split and understanding collapsed, and with it, their greatest ambitions crumbled into confusion. That tower didn't get finished. So when language falls, purpose fractures. When purpose fractures, progress halts. And today, Babel shows up in every day inside modern organizations. We have to think about this in regards to marketing speaks in emotions. It's brand stories, perceptions, experiences. And then finance in the organization speaks in forecasts, margins, and bottom lines. IT speaks in code, security protocols, and systems. And HR speaks in compliance, humanity, culture, and preservation. Sales speaks in urgency, opportunity, and quota. So each department, each division, they're broadcasting on their own channel, assuming everyone is tuned in to their vernacular, to their lingo. But in reality, we're really often talking past each other. So even with all the advantages of the physical world, a shared space, casual conversations in the hall, coffee breaks, communication still breaks down, and it derails projects, fractures teams, and buries innovation. Think about it. A critical product launch delayed because engineering and marketing never aligned on a timeline. A strategic pivot fails because finance risks models, they clashed with leadership markets instincts. A high potential employee leaves not because of salary, but because their voice was lost in translation between departments. They felt like they weren't involved with the organization. They felt that they lost the ability to buy into that organization. So these breakdowns, they happen every day. So in the real world, with all our human senses intact, that stuff happens. And now imagine stepping into a space where those basic anchors are stripped away. Now, the metaverse is not just Zoom with avatars. It's a living, shifting, borderless environment. And this is where identity is customizable, context is fluid, cultural norms don't just differ, they collide, and emotional nuance gets filtered through servers, algorithms, and code. In the physical world, a slight hesitation before speaking shows thoughtfulness. Eye contact signals engagement. A smile disarms tension. But in the metaverse, a pause might be a lag. A smile might be an automated animation. A nod might be programmed or absent altogether. In the real world, presence is physical. In the metaverse, presence must be intentional. Imagine this. You're leading a virtual global team. You log into a digital conference room. One person shows up as a humanoid wolf, another a sleek silver robot, a third a traditional avatar in a suit. Someone cracks a joke referencing a local meme. Half the room laughs, half the room looks confused, and a few are slightly offended. So you press forward assuming engagement, but under the surface, a disconnection is already forming, not because people are resistant, but because people are misaligned. Communication in the metaverse doesn't just face old obstacles, it faces amplified ones. Every signal must travel through multiple layers: personal interpretation, cultural translation, platform mediation, and algorithmic moderation. Latency isn't just technical, it becomes emotional. So when you lose those shared social norms, the natural tone and body language, and you trust is built simply by proximity, you lose the hidden foundation that relationships quietly rest upon. And I totally agree with what JB was talking about and what Jay was talking about in regards to, all the different aspects of what goes on in the metaverse and how we need to make it humanized. So we lose that hidden foundation that relationships quietly rest upon. The metaverse won't erase cultural differences. It exposes it and magnifies it. And here's the critical truth. Speed without understanding is not progress. It's a potential collision. Without intentional alignment, the metaverse risks becoming a digital Tower of Babel, collapsing not from lack of innovation, but from lack of connection. That's why I developed the SYNC method. That's SYNC. It's a leadership framework designed for the complexities of our borderless, fast-moving future. And SYNC, SYNC, stands for Synchronize Yourself Naturally Within Your Community. And I'm going to go through each one of these, this acronym specifically. So synchronize is creating deep clarity across strategy, language, and expectations. The yourself part is really personalizing this activity. It's lead with authenticity, not performance. In a world of avatars, potentially, authenticity becomes magnetic. Now, N is naturalize. And what happens with naturalize is making rapid adaptation a norm, not a crisis. We need to expect change and flow with it. Communitize is how we build intentional ecosystems of belonging where everyone feels connected, not just included. Sync isn't a theory. It's a leadership operating system designed for high trust environments, whether physical, digital, or immersive. So how do we lead differently in this new frontier? Here's the roadmap. Number one, we need to build shared language early. So we create digital glossaries, define emotional norms. Two, curate meaningful rituals. And these rituals are, having virtual gratitude circles, storytelling sessions. We need to have celebrations across the different cultures that are in our group. Number three, we need to lead with radical curiosity. It's asking questions before assuming any understanding. Making sure that we're all on the same page is so important. Number four, we anchor every project to a purpose. Purpose must be louder than the platform. Number five, emotional resonance, not just output. So this comes from trust, engagement, and belonging. And this is where these are now our new performance indicators. Because in a world without natural gravity, belonging becomes the gravity. Today, it was my honor to step into this conversation, not just to explore new technologies, but to call us back to an ancient truth. Leadership is still human. Connection is still sacred. Belonging is still transformative. The future will belong not to those who master code, but to those who master connection. The greatest architects of the metaverse won't be those who build the tallest towers. They'll be those who build the deepest trust, those who build the bridges. Let's not rebuild Babel. Let's build belonging. Let's build these bridges. Let's sync. Thank you very much.